Now we come up with a special case in graphing. There are a few lines that are x equals a number or y equals a number. What does that mean? It means that there's only one variable present. So what if you had to graph x equals 3, or x equals -5, or y equals 4, or y equals -2? For the moment, I'm going to ask you just to memorize. When their x equals their vertical lines are going to go through the x-axis, aren't they? Hence, x equals goes through the x-axis. Horizontal lines for the y equals, well, here's your y. If they're horizontal, it means they go with the horizon. They go through the y-axis. So actually just doing these problems is pretty straightforward. And I recommend that this is just something you memorize. I'll explain in a moment why it works. So let's do this. X equals 3. So we just go to 3 on the x-axis, right there, and we make a vertical line. That's it. Yes, it's that easy. X equals -5. We go to -5 on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right here. Boom. There you go. Vertical line. X equals, give you vertical lines. Horizontal lines, y equals 4. And yeah, I'm putting them all on one graph. There's no reason to make 4 graphs here. So y equals 4. So I'm going to go to 4 on the y-axis. 2, 3, 4. And since horizontal, you're going to make it nice and horizontal. I actually barely missed there. So we'll make the line a little thicker. Make it go through the y equals 4. Y equals -2. Let's go back to black. I've only got 3 colors. So I'm going to go to y equals -2 right there. Again, I'm going to make a horizontal line that goes through -2. All right. Why are we allowed to make vertical lines and horizontal lines? X equals 3. What ended up happening? I'm going to give you an example for where maybe x equals 3. So let's say the equation started out as 3x plus 0y equals 9. This would be this equation written in standard form. Now, the only way, and notice I put a 0 in front of the y here, the only way to get something to disappear is to multiply by 0. So hence, when you do 0 times y, you get 0. 3x plus 0 is 3x equals 9. Well, then you go through and you solve, and you divide by 3, and you divide by 3, x is equal to 3. Now let's do a t-chart for that. So we do x and y. I am given a restriction here. X has to equal 3. If I put x equals 1 or x equals 2, it's not going to happen. If you try to say x equals 2, put it up in over here. 3 times 2 is 6. We're always going to get 0 for this. 6 plus 0 does not equal 6. 6 plus 0 equals 9. So x is 3. You don't have a choice. You have to always write a 3 for your x's. What about y? Well, what if I just put, I'm just making up a number, 2. Let's go back to our original equation. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 0 times 2 is 0. 9 plus 0 is 9. That works. What about 5? 3 times 3 is 5, plus 0 times 5 is 0. What about 0? You can pick any number you want for y, because 0 times that number is 0. So let's go over here and let's graph these points. Sorry, I didn't want to fall on the marker. So 3, 2. So I go over 3, up 2. It would be that point right there. 3, 5. Over 3, up 5. It would be that point right there. You can see the line will travel through them. 3, 0. Over 3, up 0. 3, negative 2, or whatever you want to put in there. Doesn't matter. Over 3, down 2. All of those will end up working. That's why. Memorize. X equals lines are vertical. Y equals lines are horizontal. You've got the background for why that happens. Good luck.